Hi, kids!
Hi!
How are you, Tom?
I'm good, how are you?
Whoa, the intonation on that. I'm good. How are you?
Sorry, do you want me to bring some energy? I'm good, Anya! How are you?
You sound like you're out of Hey Arthur.
That's the plan. I want to live a life so so animated that people go, is he real or is he a children's TV character?
Good. Okay, I think I can get down with this. It's different.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's
What's up,
wacky.
kids?
Oh my god. You sound like me now. I'm rubbing
I
off
do,
on you.
So you're an animated cartoon character in my eyes.
Look, I just try and be as bubbly as I can because positivity is infectious and, you know, trying to make people smile
It's
out
the best
here.
infection that you give, Anya.
Well, I hope I give that and not COVID.
That's your two infections that you have.
I actually
Gross.
don't think I've had COVID yet. Hand on heart, I don't think I've had it.
Amazingly, me neither. And touch wood.
Yeah.
I carry on that way. But
Yeah.
I don't think I have had it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll
But
see.
everyone in my family's been vaccinated except me.
Oh, lucky them.
Great news.
That's so good.
Great news all round.
I'm actually not that bothered about getting the vaccination. I don't mind waiting until I found out this week that, I mean, it's unlikely that we're going to be going abroad this year, but I'm still holding out hope that I might, you know, sneak in a holiday somewhere in summer. But
Yeah.
obviously, if you don't have your
vaccine, you can't go
injection,
abroad.
you can't go abroad. And I just clocked that as of like last week that our generation, the youngsters, are going to be at a disadvantage this summer, aren't we? It's not good, is it?
It's fine. It's what it is. The older people, the older people. The older people need it because they're more they're more susceptible to it.
Yeah.
But it does mean they might be able to go on holiday where we cannot.
Rubbish. Well, they'll just get more pruny.
Lucky. God, these old people have it so good.
Anyway, none of us here, I don't think, listening are over the age of, well, we don't know. There might be some oldies.
We do have
Do we?
listeners in the older generation. Yeah.
Oldies but goldies, am I right?
Ah, yeah, you are.
Suck up.
All of this sounds awful. Yeah, you are.
Okay, let's move away from the animated cartoon. Rubbish.
It's good to have energy. Good to have energy.
But here on What Adults Don't Tell You Before You're Adult,
But here, on What Adults Don't Tell You Before You're Adult,
we are still young, but somewhat immature. I don't want to say that I'm immature. We are still somewhat immature youngsters, and every single week of our weeks of trying to be an adult, we struggle, you know, because we're still out here trying to do our best, but sometimes it's difficult to be an adult, isn't it, Tom?
Wow, I don't know. As an adult over here, it's quite difficult to relate to what you're saying. But
right.
Yeah, I do struggle to be an adult on time to time.
All right, well, I think you should tell us your struggle of this week on your I'm an adult but this week, Tom.
Okay.
Story time.
Gather around, kids. So I'm an adult, but we have an exercise ball in the house. Right, just in the house
Where is this going?
for a general exercise. I don't
Who
know what
uses it?
people like a yoga ball. I don't know. We just got
You
it in
don't.
the house. I don't. How rude.
Tom, have you ever used an exercise ball?
For exercise purposes?
Yeah.
No.
What do you use it for?
You can sit on it.
It's like a space hopper, but without the
It's
ears.
a space hopper without the handles.
Yeah.
And so I found this. I was like, do you know what? I kind of want this in my room. I have no need for it.
Why?
I just like the idea of maybe sitting on it or something. But so I find it. I go, do you know what? I'm going to sit on this all the time because it looks so fun. And I don't know where the pump is. No idea where the pump. So it's a somewhat deflated exercise ball.
Mm-hmm.
No idea where the pump is. And so you take the little cap off it so you can inflate it. I was like, maybe you inflate it by using your mouth, like you would on a rubber ring or something.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, because it doesn't. How do I explain this without it sounding weird?
Just
So it's got like a little.
weird.
You
It's
have
funny.
to. When you've got like a rubber ring, it's got like a little nipple thing that you blow into.
Yep.
Right. This doesn't have that. It's
Okay.
just a ball that you would then put a. Hand actions don't look good for this. where you put in an inflator. What do you call it?
Prod.
Pump.
Pump.
Pump is prod was not the right word. I knew that much. Pump, where you put the pump and then you pump it up. But I have no idea where a pump is. So I was there trying to blow into something that wasn't working. So then my genius brain thought if I put a straw in there, I'd be able to put the straw in there and use that as like the pump, and I blow into the straw like a balloon.
Yeah.
And I put the straw in there, and then the straw falls into the ball.
Oh my god. This just gets better.
So now I have a somewhat inflated exercise ball with a straw in there.
Was the straw working before it fell in?
For a second, yeah. Yeah. I fully big-brained it.
Wow.
And then I pushed too hard on the straw, and the straw went straight through into the ball. I put the stopper on it, and now it's like a snow globe, but it's got a straw in there.
I mean, it's a piece of art. If you could take that to Tate Modern and...
You can't see the straw if you don't rattle it around because it's green.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So it's an interactive piece of art.
Yeah. I call it an instrument.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go on tour with my musical exercise ball.
What do you call it? The hopper straw.
That's a great name. You did really well with the hopper straw. I'm actually grade 17 at the hopper straw.
Really?
Absolutely not. That's a lie. But
Hello?
I'm sorry. Because I need to be here for that really important thing tomorrow morning.
Yes.
hello.
Can you make sure that I can find my phone and all my stuff's plugged in?
As always.
Sorry, Tom.
No worries.
Good night.
Hi. It's always nice to see Mama Pierce.
She always has to say hello.
Get her in at the beginning before we started recording.
No, she likes to come in midway. She likes to make a dramatic entrance. Anyway, I think you said you're grade 17 at the Hofstraw. I think that's a good place to...
I was just going to wrap it up nicely.
Yeah, go on then.
So I'm an adult, but I don't know DIY enough to inflate a ball.
Is that DIY to inflate a ball? Isn't that just like general knowledge to inflate a ball?
Okay, I'm an adult, but I don't have general knowledge. I didn't want to phrase it like that because it makes me sound like an idiot.
Yeah, you're brainius. She refers to yourself.
And Anya, this is the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening, Team Squatters. Let's be real.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not too much of a brainius myself.
Boo!
Because this week I'm an adult, but I'm 24 years old. However, I just found out that on number plates.
Yes.
Number plates have numbers on them.
No.
This
What?
I found out this week that the numbers on the number plates are the dates. The numbers are the dates that the car was issued. I only just found that out.
I don't drive and I know that.
How have I missed this information for
There's like
24
2
years?
There's like 2 releases a year. And that's what your car's license plate relates to.
No idea. Never.
Oh.
Never even knew that. Never knew that.
I don't know when you'd learn that, to be honest.
Well, probably in your driving test, surely.
That's what I assumed.
That's
because
theory.
I've not done that.
To be
Is
fair.
it though? Is that theory?
I mean, it might come up as a random question. You get really random questions in your theory test. I failed it 3 times.
Subtle
Was
brag.
sick 1 time. Passed it on my 5th time.
Nice.
Hell
were
yeah.
You sick and missed it, or were you sick whilst on it?
No, I was sick, so I missed it. But you have to pay like 20 to 40 odd quid for every one that you book. So,
Which is fine because you're minted.
well, future Anya will be. We hope. We have high hopes. But anyway, yes, I'm an adult, but I only just found out that the numbers on the number plates are the date that the car was issued, and I am a Brenius.
Brenius is over here. Go team. I can't believe I got the word genius wrong. It's because I wanted to say the word big brain. I think I got confused with the word brain and genius.
I think genius is a more impressive word than big brain. But Brenius
I don't know. I like
is
the
cool.
term big brain. Do you think I'd be employed by having Brenius ideas?
You never know. It could become your new catchphrase.
Catch
Catch.
phrase.
Shut up. Brenius.
Hate this. But Anya,
But Tom!
what are we talking about in today's episode?
Today's episode is one that I'm a bit apprehensive to talk about, actually.
Oh.
It's talking about, we are talking about your first love. The first
Aw.
person in the world that you fell in love with. And
Aw.
all about that.
And all about that.
all
and why are we
about it.
And why are we doing that, Anya?
Because this weekend it's Valentine's
Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
Have you got big plans?
No, I'm actually, just feeling a bit disappointed by this year's Valentine's. I mean, like, I don't really overhype Valentine's as it is. I think Valentine's is like a nice meal and like a card, or I'd prefer chocolates, you know, something just like an exchange of that, like I love you. But it's
Yeah.
all commercialized, isn't it? It's also they can get more money for you to buy a random box of chocolates that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So, I mean, I know I've just really like turned
I buy chocolates anyway.
Valentine's down. Exactly. It's just another excuse. I mean, another excuse to buy chocolates isn't a bad thing. It's just...
Do you need an excuse to buy chocolates?
I mean, I like to have buying chocolates as a treat because then it's like something nice, isn't it? Whilst if you get it all the time, it's like, just everyday,
Do you
everyday luxury.
like the fact that they're in heart-shaped boxes on Valentine's Day? Does that make it sell it as like a little special extra?
Yeah,
Or do you go-
100%.
Or do you go, I wouldn't care if this was a square box, circular box, hexagonal
mean-
box? Screw it, throw all the rules out.
I don't really...
Octagonal.
As long as the chocolates taste nice, that's all that matters. However, I would say it does make it a little bit special. It's like, if it was Easter and you got given a chocolate bar, I think you'd be a little bit like, why is it not in the form of an egg? You know, it does make it more
Eggify
fun.
this chocolate.
Go and put it in a mould. Do better.
Have you ever put chocolate in a mould to make
Yeah.
an Easter egg?
No. No.
You've
Far
got
too
to
lazy.
do you've got to do the whole tempering thing, or it goes white and freckly.
Have you done it, Tom?
I have.
Oh, there you go.
I have.
Sounds-
Super nice kid over here.
Did you get
But,
it right?
No, it went white and freckly.
Oh, you brainies.
You know when you melt chocolate and then you... Oh, shut up. Shut up. Don't want to do this podcast anymore. No, serious silence.
Oh no, go on, tell us about your egg that you made. Or
Well, I made
tempted.
an Easter egg and
Yeah.
it was white and freckly. That was the whole story.
Oh, it's quite unique.
I hate this voice. This is... Listen to us just splurge, much better.
Do you prefer chocolate that's in the shape of a heart?
I don't care.
Just chocolate is chocolate.
I'm just happy with chocolate as being chocolate.
That's nice. For
because
Valentine's,
I'm greedy and don't care about the vessel it comes in.
yeah, I get that. For Valentine's, do you expect a gift or like
No.
what's your like ideal Valentine's? What do you get up to?
Food and maybe a card.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
the
it.
same. Yeah,
Go to a nice restaurant where you can maybe dress up a little bit fancier.
not this
So
year.
somewhere that
though,
you wouldn't
sad.
normally go. No, exactly. Somewhere you wouldn't
sad.
normally go,
Yeah.
and a nice card.
I was listening to a radio show today and they were saying, oh, Valentine's this year is going to be so sucky because, you know, you're with the person that you're with all the time, you live with them. And in my head I was like, well, you've got the complete opposite as well, where people don't live with their boyfriends, girlfriends,
Won't be able to
significant
see
others,
there.
won't be able to see them, which is like equally as hard in just such a different way. It's like a day that focuses on longing after the person that you can't see. It's just two extremes, isn't it? You're either sick of them or really, really, really desperately want to spend time with them. So it's going to be a tough one this year, I think.
I think it's
Bit of
gonna
a
be a very
weird
tough
one. Yeah. Anyway.
Are you going to see your Valentines though on Valentine's Day?
Yes, I'm gonna go for a
are?
walk. And I'm
Be nice.
hoping to get some heart-shaped chocolates.
Nice.
Hint.
What do you prefer? If you were to get given chocolates or flowers, which one would be the go-to?
I'd like flowers.
Flowers over chocolates. Do
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't think you'd say that.
Really? I think they're
I know
more
you've got a
special.
big sweet tooth.
Yeah, but I can get chocolates myself. I don't want to buy myself
You can get flowers
flowers.
yourself.
Yeah, but like it's nicer when someone else buys you flowers.
Oh, I can't relate.
I've bought more chocolates for myself than flowers for myself.
Oh, same.
There you go.
Same.
You don't want
But,
flowers though.
No, do you know, I wouldn't be opposed to getting flowers.
Yeah,
Because I've recently started getting vases. I have 2 vases now.
yeah, it's nice. Well, there you go.
So if I don't have to fill them, someone sends me some flowers, that'd be great. Hint, hint.
Hint, 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 guys.
Send me some flowers. Or chocolates. I'm happy with chocolates.
Yeah. But anyway, Tom, we're having a
Yes.
little rewind into the past today.
Rewind.
So we're talking about our first ever loves and first loves in general. And before we start off the podcast, I've got a few fun facts about.
I've got my
First
first love
loves.
here. Come down.
Come meet him. No. Absolutely
This is
not.
Josh.
Christ, I would actually be mortified.
Was your first love called Josh?
No. Do I name
good.
him? Should
No,
I
you don't
name
know.
him?
I wouldn't name him.
Would you
Case comes
not?
after-
All
Case
right,
comes after you.
we can talk about that in a minute. But my facts about love, which I thought were quite interesting, ones that you wouldn't have necessarily thought of before or come across of before. So
It's fake.
fake news. No, it's not fake news. Apparently, it's real. We hope it's
Love's
real.
not real. Nothing's real. Simulation.
No, Tom. Okay. It only takes up to 4 minutes to decide whether you like someone or not. What do you reckon?
I hope that's not true because I'm more of an acquired taste. I need maybe a bit more than 4 minutes. Give me
How about
a couple
4
months.
years?
Give me
Oh.
a couple months and we'll find some 4 years.
I mean,
I've known you now for about 4 years.
coming up to 5. Yeah.
I met you really on the 3rd.
No, I think I started liking you after 2 years.
Oh, cool. See, I'm an acquired taste. It takes a couple of minutes, months, days,
I mean,
years.
I think I liked you. I didn't hate you. I just didn't really know
Well,
you.
I think that's the biggest vibe that I give off. He's all right.
He's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all right. I do
He's
remember
harmless.
some people found you a little bit annoying.
I get that. It's like
Well,
a weird confidence, no confidence type of vibe I give off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I
But-
said there's another podcast. I wouldn't be my friend.
Oh, Tom.
I'd find myself annoying.
I think you have to get to know people before you can be like, oh, I understand why they act like that in groups.
'Cause he's an idiot.
Because he's a preenius. Anyway, I need to let that go. I'm not bringing it up again. Okay, the next one is scientists suggest that most people will fall in love approximately 7 times before they get married.
Oof.
I don't agree.
Ooh.
Because
Did you hear her voice? I agree.
I don't agree. I don't know where these people are coming from. If I have fallen in love 7 times, I only know about it twice. But like, what
that means
defines
you're not falling in love yet. You're not ready to get married.
7 times?
You've still
Just-
got another 5 people to meet before getting married.
I would say it's like quite a lot in a whole lifetime to be falling in love 7 times.
I think love is a strong word.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Falling in love 7 times before you get married. Even I would be shocked if you said if a 70-year-old said I've fallen in love 7 times in my lifetime. I'd be a bit like,
Well, that's once every 10 years. That's not too bad.
yeah, that's what I mean. But like, that's still quite a lot considering that most people end up being married for at least 20 to 50 years on average.
Every
in
other
their
day I'm in love with
lifetime.
someone else.
Maybe the person
So-
who wrote this fact is, and is just trying to compensate his feelings.
If I was a
how
scientist,
feel
I'd
his or her.
100% do that.
Or just make up random
Make
stuff to
random
confuse.
facts and statistics that like apply to me. And I'm like, whoa, guys, look how
Normalise it.
normal I am because of this.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
And then the last fact is the average human will spend 6.8% of their lives socializing with someone they love, or the equivalent of, which is around 1,769 days. This confuses me as well, because as if my entire life, I'm only spending 6.8% of it around people that I love. What am I doing on my time? That's rubbish. I don't want to
What
spend...
are you doing with the 95 odd percent that you're not?
93.2% of time.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Who am I spending my time with?
Why are you spending with people that you hate?
Poor time management.
Exactly.
That's a whole load of rubbish, don't you think?
That's a whole lot of rubbish. I'd agree with you.
But then, at the moment,
it kind of fits. Maybe the person making this was 10.
I spend no time with my preschool girlfriend.
I see her in maths every other day, and that's it. So it could be that.
Yeah. Interesting though. Interesting if that is real. I wonder if you guys out there listening agree or disagree. Let us know.
I would disagree.
I disagree with the last two. Maybe the first one, I think I agree. I think you probably do make a first impression on someone within.
See, I heard it was in the
4
first
minutes.
6 seconds you know whether you've got a physical attraction to someone.
Oh.
Oh.
But do you fall in like with them?
Fall in like with them?
In 6 minutes. Yeah.
I don't know, but in the first 6 seconds you know if you find someone physically attractive.
And it takes another 3 minutes for them to talk utter rubbish out of their bumhole for you to go, nope.
And he goes, oh, that's Tom. He's an idiot. Get out. Brenius over here. Bin off.
Brenius. Right. So, Tom, firstly, have you ever been in love?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Just you know, no. I obviously know that you're with someone at the moment.
I am acing this test. I am absolutely crushing it.
I just want everyone else out there to know who don't know the ins and outs of your relationships.
Don't want to know the ins and outs.
No.
Definitely don't want to know that.
Definitely not. Well, that's good that you've been in love because you are currently, coupled
I know,
up.
she'd be heartbroken. She'd be heartbroken if I was like, no.
No.
5 years, no.
No.
I spend 5% of my time with someone that I enjoy.
Oh, good. How many times, Tom, have you been in love?
That's a tricky question. I think probably only one other time.
So 2 times.
I don't even think, probably. I think at the time, I probably would have said I was in love the first time.
Did you say I love you to...
Well, yeah.
You did. All right.
Yeah. But I think you also say that just because you kind of have to.
Oh.
After a certain point. No?
I would disagree. I don't think you have to. If you don't feel it, then you don't feel it.
I feel like after a certain amount of time, you kind of feel like you have to say something.
Interesting.
Do you think you could go 2 years with dating someone and not tell them that you love them?
No.
Or would you leave that relationship?
But I would leave relationship.
That's probably like
you Dumbo.
That's probably one of those obvious questions I ask. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. So tell us about this supposedly first love of yours. How did it happen?
How did it happen?
Who is she?
We went to school together. We went to school together. And spent a lot of time with her.
Secondary school?
As you could imagine. Secondary school.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, spent a lot of time together, going on dates and whatnot, going to central London together.
Yeah. Continue.
I didn't want you to make noise.
I'm just turning myself down.
Going on dates, and this is when you first start going on actual dates where it's not. How do I want to phrase this? How dare you during my story?
Really trying to not sneeze. Bless me, Anya. Okay, continue.
When you start going actual grown-up dates where it's just you and them, and you're going out to places that you probably don't normally go to, like central London for me.
Yeah, it's like
so Great London.
Yeah.
And then after time you get closer and you get closer and you get closer, and then the only thing you can really say is that you love them, because also when you're younger. Also, when you're younger, you don't really sensibly work things out. You don't go, well, I'm only this old. Down the line, we're probably not going to work out because we're only young. We're only 15.
Yeah, you don't view it like that. You think that person.
You think,
is your
well,
person.
I guess I found them. I guess this is me shackled up for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so obviously in your head you're fantasizing about this person as the greatest next thing in your life, and then you go, oh, I love you, and they go, give you a good old thumb. No, she said it back. Could you imagine? Give me a big old thumbs up. Goes, cheers, lad.
Oh,
She
I mean
said it back.
that has happened to some people, but I'm glad
High
it's
five
not
me.
happened
She
to
patted me
you.
on the head and said, I know you do.
Oh.
But yeah, but I think looking back at it now, I think it was just something that you say in the moment, that I said in the moment.
So did you like have like that rush of feelings, like where you like besotted, obsessed?
Well, you go
Couldn't
through
stop
that
thinking about
before
her.
before you start going on like dates and whatnot. You're like, oh, that person's so cool, cute, blah 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 blah. And then you ask them out, and it's like, oh my god, it's crazy. That's probably the bit that gets you, is the initial yes, and that you know that they like you back.
Yeah.
That's the rush that I think's the best part.
So interesting.
After asking them out and they've said yes, because you're like, the person that I've been crushing on also crushes on me.
Hmm.
I don't know why that sounded odd. Also crushes on me.
Yeah, it's fine.
It is fine.
Yeah.
But then I think the fact that someone else likes you and you like them, having that connection is the biggest rush that you get.
I so disagree. See, maybe you
No?
weren't in love with them. Maybe it was.
Maybe I don't know who they were. Maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I'm doing like the Joker and just fantasizing about this woman who actually doesn't know I exist.
No, but you can't say that the best part of being with someone
the chase.
is the start.
I'd say no. The start is the honeymoon period type thing.
If you'd asked me 2 years ago, I probably would agree with you, but I
Do you want
disagree
me to just ask her now?
No.
All right, well, how am I going to do it? Don't ask me to do something.
I think I disagree with you. I think that, I mean, the honeymoon phase is great, but the honeymoon phase for me lasted like 6 to 8 months in both of
That's
my
not a
long-term
honeymoon
relationships.
phase then.
Yes, it is. I
No,
know.
it's not.
Oh my gosh, I know so many people that have gone out with people and it's like, I've been the friend on the sideline waiting to get my friend back so I can hang out with them so they can stop binning me off to go
period is
hang
not
out with their
nearly a
new
year.
boyfriend. Yes, it depends, doesn't
No,
it,
it
for every
doesn't.
person? And they're still hanging out with their boyfriend and talking non-stop about him or her. And I'm just sat there like, can you just get over this honeymoon phase, please? But
8 months is not a
understand.
honeymoon phase.
I promise you, 8 months.
I promise you it is not.
8 months with my current relationship.
No.
I can't remember what it was with my first. It's
That
far
is
too
too
long
long.
ago.
We're going to put up a poll.
Put up a poll.
Put up a poll.
Okay, do you want me
Of
to ask?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Who cares? I'm annoyed now, Anya.
How long does a honeymoon phase last in a new relationship? Is it A, Tom, how long are you saying?
I'm going to say 2 months maximum.
Or is it B, between 6 months to a year?
I was going to say, oh, you've lessened it to 6 months and then you raised it to a year. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're crazy. You're crazy.
Honestly think yes.
I honestly think you're wrong.
Well, you can't tell me that because I've
I can. Look,
experienced
listen
it,
to this,
so
Anya,
it's
listen to this.
happened.
Hey, turn your headphones up. You're wrong.
You're mean. You
Yes.
don't trust me. You don't believe me. Why would I sit here and spread false news?
You do every other week, saying the Tune Squad is suck.
Shut up.
1-1. Let's go, boys.
I would, in my personal opinion, say that the honeymoon phase lasts quite a long time, and that phase of like being really obsessed with someone is one of the best parts of a relationship. I do agree with you for many reasons. Like, it's scientifically proven that when you get together with someone, you have oxytocin, which is like a hormone that's so close to an addictive drug. Like, you're literally rolling in oxytocin when you fall in love with someone.
Rolling in it.
Rolling in it. And it's just a natural thing. Like, you can't help it when you fall in love with someone, that those hormones start, whirring around your body and
Whirling around.
Whirling
This is
around
great.
your body.
You're doing great here. I'm loving this.
whirling, rolling, and you just
Rocketing.
rocketing. You can't help it. It's just how it is. It's very addictive. And I would say that is a great time, but I also would say further down the line, when you've had the life experience with them and you've got like your in jokes and you're just ridiculously, and I know that people say comfortable's boring, but when that, you can literally depend on that person for anything, like on your bad days, your good days, like they're always your go-to person. I'd say that is arguably better, because that takes time, effort, so much experience together to get, and that's so much more valuable than a honeymoon phase that lasts for, in your world,
9
approximately
years.
1 month.
Yeah. What's the cutoff then between long-term, regular dating? Is there a stage before honeymoon stage and long-term?
Apparently after 1
No,
year.
no, apparently. What do you think?
No, psychologists have said that after 1 year, your brain switches into more of like a companionship rather than somebody that you're like dating. Like that person has
So
essentially
it goes from a date
molded.
to a pet.
No, it goes from like you're two separate people to you are now together. You know, like when people go, oh, my other half, which I hate. I think I've said this before. I hate that phrase when people say my other half, because I am my own being. I am myself.
How would you describe it though?
Is myself, but we're like
He is myself.
he is himself.
I'm
Do you know what?
myself. He's also me.
I actually say to him, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
You're all about giving, aren't you, Anya?
But anyway, I'm going back to my point that, which I've completely contradicted myself. You're two separate people, but when you move into that year stage together, after a year, you become one.
Yeah.
I know that's so. When to become one.
So
we
it goes
need
from
some love.
so it goes from honeymoon stage to companionship.
I mean, I don't think it happens that quickly, but
Well, that's the
yeah.
time frame you're giving me.
Pretty much. I'd say like in my experience, because I'm so experienced.
Such an experienced
with this,
dater over here. Jesus.
I would say that the 3-year hurdle, once you're over 3 or 4 years, it's like you either know you're in it or it's gonna flop.
You either know you're dating them or you're not.
Not dating, but like
But
relationship.
3 years.
Relationship.
3 years is where you go, I'm not actually dating this person.
No, you know whether they're like a life partner or whether you're like, actually, do you know what? The grass is greener.
3
I think.
years.
3 years. And if it happens before, like anywhere between like the start and 3 years, I would say is like testing your life. You're kind of like testing your life together, testing it out, seeing if it fits. No, it
See
doesn't
if it's got
fit.
legs.
Try on a new pair. You know. Anyway,
So Anya,
we're talking about first loves.
have you ever been in love?
Yes. I mean,
Apart from
it's
your
kinda
current
obvious.
one.
Yes, I have.
Do you want to tell me about your first?
Go on then. If you had
Go
told
on.
me, say about anywhere between like 6 to 9 years ago that I would talk about this, I would be mortified. I don't think I'd ever want to talk about this. But it's been ages now. It's been a long time. My first love was when I was 16 years old, and I was besotted by him. Like I loved him so much. And then he broke my heart. He broke up with me, and it was horrible. It was honestly probably at that time the worst pain I'd ever felt. Heartbreak is no joke, people.
It's
It
not.
hurts. It really hurts.
It's not ideal, is it?
I mean, that's one
No.
way to put it.
People don't go into dates to go, I can't wait for the heartbreak. That's the bit that I'm
Yeah.
really running for.
But I think your first love, people always like, oh, you'll never experience love like your first love. I don't think so. I just think that everybody looks back at their first love with like rose tinted glasses, like, because it's also new. It's like also exciting that you're experiencing everything for the first time. And that's exciting. So I think that's why people not maybe in their mind and memory and experience with it, it probably seemed a lot larger in life than it was, because
Yeah.
it was so new and exciting. Like your first kiss, your first time being like vulnerable with someone, your first time going to a party with a date. It's exciting, but it's also your first time that, I guess in some people, and 50% of the population's experience, you get dumped, and it sucks so bad. And especially if you've had a very sheltered life, which I have, and I'm not complaining about that.
Sounds like you're complaining about that.
Yeah, well, it hit me hard because I'd had a great life up until I got dumped for the first time.
That's your first time of...
Or losing someone that, I mean, like we've already said that when you're young and in love for the first time, you're like, oh, this person's going to be around forever. You're kind of naive in that sense. And it does almost feel like somebody's just like chopped off your right arm. It's like it's somebody that you think is going to be there for you through thick and thin says, I don't want to be there for you anymore. And it's like,
sick.
oh, and because it's all...
My right arm!
Exactly, what did I do?
Please take me back.
In most cases, I know it's so cliche, it isn't you, it's them, like they've just had a change of heart, but
For me, it's always been them.
Has it? Have you always
probably
been the
not.
one to dump?
No.
No,
If you look like this,
Anya. Oh.
You're the dumper. It's not true. I have been broken up with. It hurts.
It's rubbish. Honestly, one of the worst feelings. Like I said, if you've had a sheltered life and that's the first time that you've ever lost something that you love,
It's the control thing. That's the thing that shocked me, is everything roughly in your vicinity is you control what you're doing. And then when you fall in love with someone, they now have like 50% of this relationship.
It's like they own your heart.
You can't do anything.
Hold it.
You can't do anything in that scenario where, like, if they're not feeling it, you can't go, you will stay. You will stay. And that's out of your control. And you're just like, you're essentially just in the relationship. Then they go, and you're like, oh, I didn't have this at all.
I know. It's so difficult. It's like you really are trusting somebody with you, because if they upset you, that's your whole day ruined, because you hold them so close to your heart, and then they do something or they're upset, so that makes you upset. Like, that's what I mean by you almost are in this companionship, because, you know, if somebody feels happy that you love, you feel happy. If somebody feels sad that you love, you feel sad. You're so intertwined together. Have you ever seen those illustrations where it's like two people that are like attached together, and then in the next segment that person's like been like bye, and they've taken like a whole chunk out of the other person?
I haven't, but I'm sure I'll see that on our Instagram at We Are Audiobox.
Yeah, I'll post it. But it's so true. It literally feels like they've just taken off with you, and you don't know where half of you has gone.
I think that's the thing, is they're the person you're most vulnerable to, that you open up to all the time. You tell them your bad days. And then if they break up with you, who do you tell?
It's just, it's
you go, hey, can I still text you and tell you about how bad this heartbreak is? No? Sick.
It's like having to rewire your whole brain again. And that's why people get... That's why, I mean, I kind of find it annoying, but I guess I shouldn't really, when people are like, oh, I've got such a big wall up, I'm so guarded, blah, blah, blah. But I guess if you have been hurt, like, time and time again, you would be guarded, because it's like, you don't want to give that person the chance to upset you. It's like you're just, you just rather protect yourself and just not give them the pleasure of messing with you.
Phrasing. But yeah, it's a weird thing. When do you think the right time to tell them that you love them is?
So I can't remember when my first love we said it. I can't remember. I remember I feel like I'm gonna say it like this. I made him wait a year until we had sex.
Nice. You run that.
Yeah, I was like, no,
Nice.
no.
Good for you.
I know, good for me, right?
Good for you. And good for him for holding out.
Well, he clearly did love me, and he stayed with me.
Yeah.
But I can't remember when we said I love you. I think probably like 2 months in, if I had to gamble. But the relationship that I'm in now, I think we said it after 2 weeks.
After 2 weeks.
Yeah. You're looking at me very confused.
Sorry, I think our things become unsynced.
Oh.
Oh, no, we're back.
Oh, okay.
We're back.
Good.
Cool. You said it after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That seems too soon.
It does, right? But I feel like if you know, you know.
Yeah, but after 2 weeks, what do you know?
I guess you're right. You don't know if you're going to be 100% compatible with them because you haven't had the experiences together to know how, like,
Just still going through the honeymoon stage.
act in a situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's just a gamble. But I think at the time I was like, I'm really into you.
It's just a physical attraction thing at 2 weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, but we'd spent like 2 weeks in each other's pockets. It wasn't just like,
Gross.
I've seen him around. Oh, shut up. It wasn't like, I've just seen you about in class. Yeah. It's like, I've literally lived with you for 2 weeks. So it's more than just physical.
I've never fallen in love with or dated someone that I've lived with. If that makes sense. Like you fell in love with, you met your boyfriend at uni whilst you were living with him. Mm-hmm. So that might be a different scenario to someone like me who's met like during school, through friends, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So if I were living with them, that might be like a sped up version of
I'd say that
the dating.
Mine is more unusual.
Because you also see them 24/7, whereas a normal person would go on like a date for 2 hours, an hour.
Yeah. It's like Love Island where they all fall in love in a week and you go like, what? But actually...
And then they all break up once they leave the villa.
Yeah, it's not like that really, is it? Bad analogy. But yeah, what would you say is a good amount of time for you to tell who you love, or the first person that you love, for anyone that's listening that's like, I'm in my first relationship, do I love them or not? Is this what love feels like?
My first one, it was actually quite late. Mm-hmm. I'd say maybe like 4 or 5 months into the relationship.
Jesus. Were you really just not feeling it, or?
I'd never said it before. I didn't know when the right time to say it was.
I mean, there's no right or wrong time. It's whenever you're ready. And
especially when it's your first time, you're like, I don't know if I should just...
You don't know. It's all new.
Do I say it day one, now that we're dating? Hey, love you. No? Sick. Made this weird? Yeah, nice. You don't quite know when the right time to say it is. So I delayed it until she was like, you should probably say it. I was like, okay. I said it first, if that's any help. But I did leave it a long time before saying it. Now,
do you think that boys should say it first or girls should say it first? And I think this is a very outdated question now when gender is being unwoven, so to say, in our society. But
I think guys say it first. I've always said it first. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's an outdated thing.
You don't think it's outdated?
A masculine thing to do.
Yeah.
To lead it and say, this is I'm putting my name on this first. I'm signing this. Is how I see it.
Yeah.
I think it is a masculine move to be like, I'm going to be the dominant one that's like, this is my person now, and I've stated it.
Yeah. I get it.
What about you? How do you feel about if you had to say it first?
I mean, I find it attractive when people are confident. So I think it's attractive when somebody is like confident in their feelings for you and states that. I think that's really attractive. And like, yeah, maybe it is more of like a masculine tendency, but I think that girls can be masculine as well and say it with confidence if they want to.
Skated over my question though.
Like I said, I think...
You wouldn't say it first.
I think I would say it first.
You would not say it first.
If I had the opportunity to go back round and say it again. But at the time, like I said, I can't remember my first love. I honestly cannot remember saying I love you. I've erased it from my memory. But second time, the relationship that I'm in now, it just happened all so quickly, and I think I remember because it was I'm his first love. He's never had a girlfriend before he was with me. So I think for him, he didn't know whether it was wrong or right to say it when he did, and I think it was all like overwhelming because it is your first love. But when you've had the experience of being with someone before, you almost look back on it and go, maybe I should wait this time to say it, especially when like we did get together and like the space of 2 weeks,
Hmm.
I think my experience brain was like, I mean, not that experience, but with my experience that I had at that time, I was like, maybe I should wait. So when he said, I love you after 2 weeks, I was like questioning it, like,
Really?
let's take it slower. Like, this is happening
So
very
you didn't
quickly.
say it straight back?
I think I felt it, but inside I was like double question. I was just questioning myself, questioning it. Like, is this it? I think you're right. You don't really. You just have to trust your gut instinct. You never know if like it's definitely it. I think further down the line, you know, like if you actually love them, like you say, love is a strong word, and it's difficult to say it within a few months or weeks of knowing that person. So I think I waited another week and then I told him, I was like, okay, yeah, I think I do like you.
You sat down and said, listen, pal, you said it a bit too early.
You said it just a bit too early.
Come on, reel it back in there, kid.
But I do think I would say it if I did feel it. Especially if like it had been like a while, I'd be like, if anything, just just to like validate what's happening. Like, by the way, I love you. Do you love me? It's been 6 months.
How
Tom.
would you feel if he said? How would you feel if he said, "I'm not ready to say it back yet"?
Gutted. That's horrible. It's not nice to know that you are in love with someone and they're not in love with you. It's like,
okay, let's say in the scenario of your most recent relationship, the current relationship, is how I should probably phrase it.
Yeah.
He says 2 weeks in, I love you, and you go, 2 weeks is a bit early.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't say it yet.
Yeah.
Let's say it was flipped, and you said it first. 2
Yeah.
2 weeks into the relationship, and he said, "I'm sorry, it is a bit early." How would you react to that?
Well, you're in love with them, so you just don't think a bad thing of them. You feel sad, like they've upset you by saying that, but I wouldn't like flip out because it's like ultimately I love you, so you can do no wrong in my eyes.
I think in my head I'd flip out.
You'd flip out?
I personally think I'd
What'd
lose
you do?
it.
Maybe not over the head.
Yeah, probably hit them with a car and then leave.
Yeah.
I would feel. So I'm not great with emotions, as is, in general, as we spoke about last week. I'm not good at showing how I feel. So if I'm telling someone that I love them, that's me with all my guards down, vulnerable me, here's everything just laid out. And they go, not quite ready there yet. Instantly, like, shields up, stone up. I should probably go. This is uncomfortable.
Would you feel rejected?
Oh, 100%. 100%, because you've just laid it out on the line and they've gone, no. It's like, have you ever had a crush on someone and asked them out and they've said, no?
Yeah, of course. It's rubbish.
Good, I'm glad you said that rather than, no, Tom.
No, everyone loves me.
I'm a freaking 10 over here, Tom. What do you mean?
No, I've had some frogs in my past, Tom, don't worry.
You call me a frog. So, so when you tell them, oh, hey, should we go out? And they say no, you feel rejected, dejected, heartbroken.
Yeah.
I think it would be that. I've never had this. I feel like it'd be that, but times 100 if you told them that you loved them after X amount of time that you've been with them.
Probably, but...
And that's why I'd freak out.
Yeah, emotions are complicated things, aren't they?
So what do you mean you don't love me back?
I think, like we've already mentioned, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just kind of have to just go with it and hope that it works out. And if it's meant to be, then it will be. You know? No, I don't understand. Day one, find something you'll do. Love you, love me back. Then you're done. Sweet
as.
That's how it works.
Done. We're now married in 4 years' time.
We're now in love together.
We're now going to last for the next 100 years, and then we'll die, and it'll be sweet.
Do you think that your first love is your greatest love?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think your first love is like the best love?
No, I'd say my current is.
Yeah, but you know how some people are like, oh, you'll never love anybody like you love your first love.
If I was dating someone who's like, I loved my first love more than I love you, I'd be like,
get out of here.
Oh, what are you saying? I would leave. I'd like, this isn't going anywhere. You've still got feelings for your ex. I'm a bounce.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But you know how people do say like your first love is like a different love? Maybe not greatest. Some people might think that.
Yeah.
But it's different.
It's different, but I think it's different because you're younger as well.
But not everyone has their first love when they're in their teens.
No, like yours. It's like slightly different. But
What?
your boyfriend now.
Yeah.
Is what I meant by that.
It's more. It's first love's like puppy love. If you're in your teens, it's like you're playing pretend at living your life together. Like, it's
you're
not
trying
really
to be an adult.
Yeah, it's like mimicking it almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an intense thing just because it's also new and exciting. It's the first time that you're feeling these things. And the heartbreak sucks. I actually think it took me a year to get over my first love. Yeah, it hit me so hard. I was devastated.
You're not one of those people that get out of a relationship and look for another relationship so you can just like sustain.
I was so devastated.
You need some you time.
Well, yeah, I think I just needed to get over him. It took me so long. I actually had to like delete him off everything in order to just like I had to like surgically remove from my life, just because when you are in love with somebody,
my whole family moved location.
We moved to India.
India? Is that where you'd go to?
No, maybe for the weather.
No.
Anyway, it's just hard, isn't it? First loves are tough egg. Tough egg?
What?
Tough egg. Is there a tough egg? Tough cookie.
Tough nut?
Tough nut. So, we wanted to get your weigh in on first loves. So we asked you guys on our Instagram at We Are Audiobox a few Would You Rather questions because, you know,
we did.
Adults play Would You Rather. It's a great game. And I asked a couple of questions, Tom, and I found the answers slightly interesting. So
only slightly.
I think I kind of agreed with the majority.
With you?
Yeah.
Right.
Agree with the majority, which obviously is my opinion is correct.
You're the majority, yeah.
I am the majority. So we asked you guys, would you rather love and have lost or never love at all? And I want to ask you, Tom, which one would you prefer? So that basically means like, would you rather fall in love with somebody and gotten hurt or never fall in love with anybody ever to save your feelings?
So this is a fun one. So these two questions are a fun one.
Okay.
And my answer for the second one isn't how I actually feel, because I spent so long looking at this question.
Okay.
That I missed my opportunity to vote and then voted for the one on the right for the second one.
Right. Okay.
So my second answer is wrong.
All right. We haven't got there. What's your first answer?
But my first answer is, and I hope I agree with this still from when I voted, I said I would rather not fall in love and not be hurt.
What? Really?
Is that why I voted?
I can't remember.
Fair enough. I think that's why I said. See, yeah, I think I'd prefer to not be upset.
So, if, like, heavens forbid, you and your current girlfriend now break up, you would rather erase all of those memories and experiences and just have been single that whole time? Or would you rather have had that experience, those memories, those life-altering moments of glow-up?
Well, that's a different question.
No, it's not. That's what I'm asking.
That's a different question.
People shape you in the best ways. And, like, being hurt after being broken up with sucks. We both agree that it's probably one of the worst pain.
When I read the question was, you've never fallen in love.
Yeah.
Would you rather go through a painful thing
or
not go through a painful thing?
No, it's would you rather.
I didn't see it as would I like to break up with my current girlfriend and then forget everything that's happened.
But that's what I'm just giving you an example
I also
of what I mean by the question.
In that scenario, I think it would matter hugely on how we broke up.
So you want the details?
If I found out that she's been cheating on me for the past 5 years, yes,
yeah, true.
Erase everything that's happened in the past 5 years.
And just never have had those moments of love.
I never have had those. No, because I know underlining everything of that scenario, she's thinking of another dude or leaving our dates to go see him or whatever.
Yeah, that would leave you with some messed up problems.
I'd have so many trust issues.
Yeah.
So that's why I then default into never being hurt.
Okay, I agree.
If I could live a life where I don't ever get hurt, yes, your boy's taking it.
Okay, but you would rather live a life without love. Because right now, the relationship that you're in, you're happy, it's great, you like spending time with this person, like they're your go-to bud and more.
We call each other buds too, yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather would you rather, like, as a linear question, have never gone out with them ever, have never had those experiences and never have those feelings of hurt, or would you rather have had great times the 5 years, nearly 6 years that you've been going out with them, but
obviously
be
I prefer the good
heartbroken?
times.
But
Obviously
be
I prefer the
heartbroken
good
at the
times and be
end.
heartbroken at the end.
There you go. That's what I was asking. Thank you.
But it's because she's going to be listening and she's going to go, oh, Tom, you want the whole 5 years to be rejected? So thanks, Anya. Now I'm in trouble.
That's not what I meant.
Appreciate.
I agree.
What about you, Anya? Would you prefer to just ignore your boyfriend for the past 5 years?
No, it's not ignore. It's have had those experiences, even though you get hurt at the end of it. Like, I'm not suggesting that either of us are going to be hurt and broken up with in our current relationships. But, like, I'd rather...
But, like, when it happens.
If, not when, if it happens, I would have much rather have had the 6 years, 5.5, nearly 6 years that I've been with that person than to have never have had those experiences at all. Like, even though it sucks and you're heartbroken at the end of it, like, that person shaped me and molded me and I wouldn't have it any other way.
What about if they were a serial killer?
Different. Depends
Would
on the
that change it?
context. If it was linear, then sure.
Sure, get rid.
Anyway.
So, like, at the end of every one of your dates, he kills a guy.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. I wonder why. What did I do?
Would you say that person, you'd see that as a reflection of your date?
What?
I'm just asking a random question
Yeah.
at this point. I was just curious. Would you, if you had a date, any date, you think it went well, on the way home he kills a guy at the end of every one of your dates, would you be like, maybe it's an attack at me?
No, just a weird fetish.
Okay. And you think it'd be fetishized?
Something wrong. Yeah, fetish.
I was curious.
Anyway, the second one, Tom, was, would you rather, I think we kind of covered this already, would you rather say I love you first or wait for the other person to say I love you first?
See, this is the one where I voted wrong.
What did you vote?
I said the second one. I say it first.
You always say it first.
Yeah, like I said earlier, because the relationship.
Oh wait, we didn't say what the percentage was for wait. Reverse. So,
yeah.
On the poll, the people that voted for the poll, the people on the poll, 76% of people said that they would rather fall in love and get hurt than never fall in love at all.
Did they not consider serial killers?
Possibly not. But
I just like to have fun.
24% of people said that they would rather never fall in love. I think that's so sad. I'd rather have an experience and it turns sour than have never had that experience at all.
Okay.
Anyway, the next poll, Tom, is, would you rather say I love you first or let them say it first?
See, we did answer this earlier and I said I'd say it first because I'm the man. However...
That's kind of sexist though, isn't it now?
However, the poll results slightly different because I voted wrong. You can't unvote in polls. I know, it's really annoying, isn't it? That's frustrating. We had a fair few people vote, so I don't think it hurt the poll that much. But I think I ticked let them say it first, even though I sit on the fence. And I don't mind either way. Pick a side. But like looking back on my experience, if I had to pick a side, they've said it first. So I think I've got to go with let them say it first because that's how it's happened. I can't say I'd say it first, but I never have. That's a bit contradictory, isn't it? What? Why are you getting upset? Early on in the episode, I said I bet you'd never say it first, and you said I'd say it first. I find it really attractive. I'd say it first. I would say it first. Then in the vote you said no. Look, they just fall in love with me so quickly. Wow, I don't get a chance. I just don't get a chance. Don't get a say.
They just shout at
Hypocritical
me, I
PS
love
over
you. And
here.
I'm like, all right, calm down. Wait a week. Let me see if I like you. Me too.
I've got to try it 13 times before I know if I like it or not.
And then I'm in the honeymoon stage for a year. Jesus.
Oh, there's
Hot
so
and
much
cold.
to go on. There's so much to go.
I'm a
A year is
nightmare.
too long for a honeymoon period.
It's not.
That is
It is
insane.
not too long.
That is insane.
I think you're going to be pleasant. I'm going to be. No, you're going to
think
be,
I'm gonna be pleasant.
unpleasantly surprised.
I disagree.
But anyway, the people that voted said 33% would say I love you first, and 67% said that they would let the other person say.
Now, I wonder
love
what
you
the
first.
divide between male and female is here.
Yeah, interesting. I wish
should
that
have
was
asked you that
a poll.
earlier,
Young.
and we could have checked.
I could have done some counting.
But I've only thought of it now.
It's fine. But yeah, interesting that 67% of people would wait until the other person. So I wonder how many people there are out there right now that are like waiting for the other person
Waiting
to
for the
say
other
it.
person.
Just
See, that's
sitting there
also
like,
why I think I say it, is because I'm like, I know they might want to say it.
I know they love me. It's clear. They're showing all the signs. So
I'm a
I'm just going to
freaking
be the big
10.
person.
Who wouldn't is what I'm saying here.
Well, I think you're doing a good job by saying it, because I personally think that it's a green flag when somebody says with confidence that they love you and, you know, shows their heart on their sleeve, so to say.
So to say we
Yeah.
so.
Say we so. Anyway, kids. You're such
we
a
so.
child.
Why am I not good at
You're
this?
such a child.
Say we so doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Anyway, kids, that's the end. The end of
Another
the day.
great episode.
Lord,
Oh, at
hear
the
us
end of the
pray.
day.
Did you have that song when you were in
Yes.
primary school? At the end of the day,
And you
Lord,
clap at the
hear
end.
us pray. We thank you, Lord, for our work and our play. We try to be good, for we know that we...
Should.
That's not prayer at the end of the podcast day, so it doesn't rhyme.
Did you have claps at the
Amen.
end?
Yeah.
We did have claps at the end.
Amen. Yeah, great.
We didn't have it amen. We clapped and then said amen.
Amen. Better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Glad you guys.
And then we all chest bumped each other and
enjoyed.
was like, yeah, lads. We did do that. We were in year 5. But anyway, Tune Squatters, it's been fun.
Great fun.
I hope that you tell the person that you love them. Unless it's been 2
Yeah.
weeks and you say that's a bit early, but maybe we can reel it back in.
Oh,
Test the waters a
there
little
might be
bit.
some people this weekend on Valentine's Day saying I love you
Oh,
for the
of
first time.
course.
And asking
Have a-
people out on Valentine's Day.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
Do you find it cheesy / cliche if they told you that they love you for the first time on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I'd also find it even more mortifying if they asked me to marry them on Valentine's Day.
In a restaurant?
No, I honestly think I'd be like, do you even know me? How long
Okay,
have we
what's
been going
worse?
out for?
Proposing on Valentine's Day or proposing on Christmas Day?
Oh, they're both bad.
Or on your birthday?
Oh my god, I'd actually freak out. No, none of them. Definitely not my birthday.
That's your you day.
That's a me day, not
So
an us day.
selfish.
Christ.
So selfish.
Definitely not on. Oh my god, I actually think they're both just as bad as each other.
I'd say probably Christmas Day is probably the best.
I think
Because it's a present in a way.
No, I want my ring and presents,
You're
please.
so greedy. You're so greedy. And cheers, God, that's where we're leaving
It's
it.
crazy that I'm still
Anya,
after.
you're not. After this episode, he's out. Thank you very much, June Scott, for listening. It's been real. It's been fun. Join us next week for another great episode. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Are Audiobox. Go check us out. Give us some likes. Give us some views. Say hey. We also put this podcast up on YouTube, so go check out We Are Audiobox on YouTube. See us there. But that is us done for another great episode. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, kids.
Bye-bye.
So, if you're still listening, if you're still hanging in there, you're still around. Hello, you've made it to the very, very secret end of the episode.
I could be here for this. I have no idea what's going on.
And if you are that lovely person, then clearly you are dedicated to the podcast, and we thank you. We thank you. And if you are truly, truly loving these episodes of What Adults Don't Tell You Before You're Adult, then if you could just share it, just right now, press those little dots, that little share button, and share it with your mates. Just drop it into your WhatsApp group chat, your Facebook DMs, share it with someone, maybe somebody.
Share with someone that you love.
Share it. That's the kind of marketing head we like around here.
Send us a Valentine's Day gift.
Oh, even better.
If my Valentine sent me this on Valentine's Day, I'd be like, what is that?
Greatest gift ever in the whole wide world. They must really love you. But
yes, do share it with a friend. We do appreciate all of you lovely listeners, all of you Tune Squatters that do share it with your friends and help us grow. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow, that was me breaking up. Clearly,
Thank you.
This is cue to leave. Thank you, kids. Have a lovely rest of your day and a lovely Valentine's.
Enjoy.
Bye. That was creepy.
Bye. I miss you.
Okay.